Class Panthers. How are my fabulous fourth graders? Today is Monday. I'm ready to get back to our story time. We're going to be finishing up our book on how to steal a dog. I chose a spot today to read because it is so beautiful outside. I'm sitting under several large cottonwood trees. They're very nice. I like to hear the way the leaves sound when the wind's blowing. I'm sitting out here kind of by my tank, and it's just a very peaceful, beautiful day, a great day to pick up a book and read. So let's get back to where we were. Like I said, we're going to finish this book. We know that we were kind of surprised probably that Georgina came out and just told Carmela, "I stole Willie." The last thing that we read on Friday started like this. "Then, just as I was about to turn and head back toward the highway, I glanced down and noticed my footprints in the dirt along the side of the road. I smiled, thinking about Mookie and his motto, about the trail you leave behind being more important than the path ahead. Then I turned and raced off toward school to wait for Toby." Last chapter, chapter 21. We lived in that nasty old car for 2 more days. Then one day, Mama came back from work and said, "Pack your bags, boys and girls, we're moving." Me and Toby looked at each other, then back at Mama, waiting. She tossed 2 Snickers bars into the back seat and said, "You heard me, we're moving. And I'm talking about a house, a real house." Me and Toby started whooping and bouncing up and down on the back seat. Then we took down our beach towel wall and jammed all of our stuff into garbage bags. School bags and dirty t-shirts, playing cards and comic books. As we drove to our new house, I felt a flutter of excitement as I thought about being normal again. I pictured myself going to school in clean clothes and having all my homework done, and Mama telling Mr. White that everything was fine now, so don't worry about Georgina anymore. I pictured me and Luann having a sleepover like we used to, painting our toenails and sharing our secrets, maybe working on our cooking badge for Girl Scouts. I even picture myself sitting on my very own bed, wearing my new ballet shoes, combing my hair so I'd look nice for my ballet lessons with Luann and Liza Thomas. When we pulled up in front of our new house, me and Toby grinned at each other. It was a tiny white house with a rusty swing set in the red dirt yard and a refrigerator with no door sitting right up on the front porch. But it looked like a castle to me. Somebody named Louise was already living there with her baby named Drew. Louise was a friend of Patsy's and needed somebody to share the house with her and help take care of Drew and pay some of the rent. I didn't have my very own room, but I had my very own bed. Louise gave me a plastic laundry basket to keep my things in, and told me to put it up on the closet shelf so Drew couldn't get my stuff. The first night in our new house, Mama brought home pizza and we watched TV. Before I went to sleep, I lay in my bed and I stretched my legs out under the cool sheets. The tiny window across the room was open and a soft breeze lifted the faded curtains. Moths flapped and buzzed against the screen. I reached under my pillow and took up my glittery purple notebook. I turned to my How to Steal a Dog notes, and in the dim glow of the hall light, I read through step 8 again, about making a decision, about getting the reward or not getting the reward. I smiled to myself when I read the part that said, "That is the decision you will have to make." I knew I had made the right decision because my tapping insides had finally settled down. But I still felt bad about what I'd done. I still wished I could go back in time far enough to where I could do things different. But at least when I'd gotten to step 8, I'd made the right decision. I turned to a fresh page in my notebook and I wrote May 3rd. Step 9. Those are all the rules for how to steal a dog, but, and I drew a red heart around the word but. And then I wrote in great big letters, do not steal a dog, because, and I drew a blue circle around because. And then I took out my gold glitter pen and I wrote, it is not a good idea. The end. I closed my notebook and I slid it up, I slid it back up under my pillow. As I lay there in my very own bed, I thought about Mookie. I wondered what he was doing right that very minute. Was he making Hoover gravy? Was he wiggling that three-fingered hand of his at somebody? Was he fixing somebody's car? Where was he leaving his trail now? I thought about Willie too. I bet he was curled up at the foot of Carmela's bed beside his chewed up toys, dreaming about sardines and liver pudding, happy as anything to be back home again. I looked over at Toby, sucking his thumb in the bed next to mine, and then I tiptoed over to the window and I looked out into the night. I took a deep breath. Oh, the air smelled good, like honeysuckle and new mowed grass. It didn't stink at all. The end. Hope you enjoyed the book, How to Steal a Dog. It's one of my very favorite books that I like to read every year. If there are other books that you would like to read, it's always a good idea to take a peek at the back of the book or at the beginning of the book. Barbara O'Connor, the author of this book, she does not have any other title books in the back, but she also has some questions that are in the back of this book. If this is a book that you want to read again just for fun, questions in the back that someone had asked her and then she answers. So it's like a question and answer in the back. So anyway, it looks like we're going to have to do this distance learning another week. So the best chance that I have to see you guys is possibly on April 13th. So anyway, I hope that everyone is doing well. I really miss you guys. Again, if you have any questions on your packet work or any of your work at all, don't hesitate to give me a call or email me. See you later, guys. Tomorrow we'll have a new book.